Gentlemen, we're not supposed to be here.
This is a closed course.
Okay, welcome back. Close Course, episode 1, season 4.
Yep, we're back.
We've made it 4 seasons.
It's been a while.
Shocking. I'm shocked John's still here.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
guys.
know. John's back.
Cheers.
John's back. 31 episodes, so episode 1 of season 4.
Yep.
And we've got Gavin here from Edel. We'll get to that in a minute. There's probably a lot of new faces tuning in today for the podcast. So if you're new here, what we talk about on Closed Course is everything business, golf, I don't know what we're doing, sometimes sports betting, whatever, life.
All over the place.
Dating
Conspiracy
advice for
theories.
Liam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We get all over the place.
Yeah.
It's fun, though.
It's fun. So first kind of episode back from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the chaos that was, and now we're into the thick of it with the new year.
Yeah.
So
And we should be having episodes come out every 2 weeks, at least for 10 episodes, kind of the new season 4. So every 2 weeks should have a new episode, as well as some YouTube videos, too. Hopefully, we're going to try to do YouTube videos every other week as well.
hopefully,
Yeah.
no, we're gonna.
We're gonna. All right, we're gonna. Nick said
Yeah,
it, so we're
gonna
doing
have.
Who's
And-
the new face?
Huh? Oh, yes, Gavin. Gavin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Gavin Jones. I've been serving as the head designer at Edel Golf for the past 2 years now, and pretty excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's a brand new environment, new people, new
different.
faces. You guys are super fun. Back in the old office, I would kind of just sit and slave away at my computer. But now I got some really fun dudes to bounce ideas
Nice.
off of and produce some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, well,
That's
that's
gonna be fun.
we're all about that.
Yeah.
So we got a lot coming this year, and I guess the biggest one is the acquisition of Edel Golf. So Pins and Aces acquired Edel Golf as of 2 days ago,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
kicking off the new year with a bang.
Yeah, I know.
So
There's been a lot of chatter. I've seen some like forums, Reddit, Instagram comments. I'm getting a lot of texts. Definitely been a lot of chatter. So I think we just jump right into it.
yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
For the people who listen to Closed Course, usually I kind of, I guess, flow the conversation, kind of keep us on track. Because, with John, we can get all over the place, especially when he gets wild. But,
It's true.
obviously, so Pins and Aces just acquired Edel. But this isn't your guys' first acquisition. So just kind of talk about that, how you've acquired other businesses, and kind of what that process is like, I guess.
Yeah, John, you wanna jump into that one?
More than anything in the world. No, I think with any business, you recognize opportunities. One of the biggest is creating synergies and aggregation. So naturally, a business like Edel, where we have, we're in market, similar customers. Now we can leverage what Pins has built and what Edel has built to kind of 1 + 1 = 4, or 1 + 1 = 3 in a situation like that. So, as a business owner or an investor mindset, you get a tack on the financial benefits of, the acquisition. You get that instant growth because they're bringing in their native, revenue and all that. And then because you have those synergies, it kind of magnifies on the bottom line,
Yeah.
which, allows us to do more fun stuff. We can do more product development and invest in our people and our building and kind of grow from there.
Yeah, and I think we talk about it as the hub and spoke
Yeah.
model. If you think of a hub and spoke on a bicycle wheel, there's a central hub there that we have marketing resources, we have photography, we have design, we have customer service, we have warehousing, we have all those things. And as if you have 5 individual businesses, you're going to have 5 marketing people, 5 finance people, 5 CPAs or CFOs. You're going to have 5 photographers. But if you can combine that into one hub with a bunch of spokes coming off of it,
Yeah.
now you can aggregate some of those resources across all companies. And so your question was, your experience in this before. We have done this. John and I were owners and investors in a company called Adams Polishes, which was a direct-to-consumer car care business. And that was really fun. We bought into that business in 2016 and ran it for the next 4.5 years. And we did a lot of the same things there. I mean, Adams Polishes, fantastic business, brand, founder-led or founder started through Adam, great guy. But we just needed to get it kind of to the next level. And that's kind of what I hope we're going to do with Edel is there's a great foundation, great story, great brand, great legacy. And now we want to marry the technical success that Gavin can produce with the commercial success that I think we can help here through sales and marketing, distribution, all of those things.
Yeah. I think also there's been a lot of people who are like, I know the Pins and Aces brand, not familiar with Edel, or vice versa. Some people who are close to us know, we know the Edel guys pretty well. Kind of goes back a couple of years, but kind of talk about how this deal came to be, because some people are like, this feels very random, but really it wasn't. We've been kind of working with them, collabing with them for a long time.
I had the foresight, and I bought a set of wedges back in 2019.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Welcome,
John's
Thinking ahead.
John's, and we've all been playing. I've been playing Edels for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
He's
Same.
had the wedges for a long time. But to your point on that, real quick, because there was I saw a comment on the forum, and someone's like, "Oh, is that founded in 2017, but their website says 2018."
Yeah. That made me laugh.
Let me explain. So John and I were at Adams Polishes, and we had started our own LLC, to avoid taxes or make trinkety products or whatever. I don't know what we were gonna do. And we started the LLC technically legally in 2017.
Yeah.
But we had sold some other products and we were doing some other things with the LLC. And then we came out with Pins and Aces in 2018. So technically they're both right.
Yeah, technically it's both.
It's 817 legally. The brand is 18. But how did it come about? So obviously John, we're both two Colorado companies. From Colorado, and then John had used the wedges. We knew Doug Coors, who was a member at the same club John's at. So you kind of know people, and the golf community is really small. So you kind of develop relationships. They've come to our events. They were at our events last year.
Yeah. Sponsor the tournaments always.
Sponsor the tournaments, and then I don't know. It just kind of came to be that Doug was like, "Hey, how can we really get this thing to the next level?" And maybe depending on what it is, there's always a deal. Everything's always for sale at the right price. And is there a deal to be maybe had here to help you take Edel to the next level? And it just kind of worked out.
I think what's special too is, this is coming on almost a 20-year-old business. Like that's really, really tough to do. So it has a great foundation, and then just kind of the brand equity as you look out there was like, really now it's about the engineering and the design. Right. So you got kind of big shoes to fill.
I've been trying to fill the same shoes for a couple of years now.
So walk us through, I think, one of the questions too. So that's kind of how golf, small community, Colorado, even smaller. We obviously knew each other, became friendly, acquired the business. Gavin, walk us through one of the questions, and some of the sentiment was, are we going to lose quality, design, innovation? Gavin, maybe a little bit about your background, your School of Mines, which is like
go Ore Diggers,
the fourth best school in Colorado.
Yeah, fourth best. DU, CU, Mines, CSU. So we'll put it 3.
Appreciate that.
No. Yeah, not a state school like I went to. But walk us through like your background, and then how can we walk us through like a design process and what we plan on doing this year with Edel.
Yeah, as a little bit of a preface, I mean, I found out about the whole acquisition thing not that long ago, actually. So
it's usually pretty tight-lipped until it happens.
That's fair. Yeah. But I was sitting in my office at the last location going like, oh man, dude, am I needed? Like what's their direction that they're going to take? And I knew that for the last couple of years, I've been really, digging into the design process and trying to create some great products. And I knew that you guys would see that. And I know that's the direction you guys wanted to go.
Yeah.
My background is Colorado native, born and raised in Arvada. And I went to Colorado School of Mines. So I'm very local, majored in mechanical engineering, had a job before this. Wasn't my cup of tea. It was more of an applications engineering job, but I really am good at design and being more creative, so Edel really allowed me to do that. Got hired by Doug and my manager Preston, who was a Mines golfer and really good player. He went off to Callaway and kind of, you know, handed it over to me to develop some new products. So the design process really starts with a lot of market research, I'd say. Golf is changing so fast all the time with new products coming out all the time and mountains of data to sift through. So it really just starts with looking at what's out there, looking what people are playing, what professionals are playing, and then seeing what's needed from us. I know you and I were just talking about how, we're coming out with some new wedges, which we'll talk about probably in a little bit, but coming out with things every couple years, every year. For a company like Edel, it's kind of hard to come out with something every single year. You want to make sure with the resources that we had to make sure a product is perfect and that can stand the test of time, and then go from there. But
Yeah, that's a good point. And even like you look at like Vokey, the wedges are coming out every 2 years. I think that's probably the right cadence. And exactly what you said is we aren't a Callaway or a Titleist and have big budgets and can, quickly move things through, a process when they're this technical. So we really want to take our time and be diligent. I mean, this new SMS Pro wedge, I saw it for the first time maybe a month ago. It's a fantastic looking wedge, and people who
Very
have used
sexy.
Edel wedges,
Yeah.
I think it's like people will say your putters. I think the wedges are the best product Edel makes. So walk us through like this, because we're going to be teasing this at the PGA show. It's going to be available shortly. It's actually on our site too. Some people
Yeah,
have seen
saw
it,
it.
which
Saw
is
the
okay
picture.
because we kind of want to do a little tease of what's to come. But walk us through that new wedge.
yeah, so this was a very fun product to design. This was, for context, the first product that was fully myself. In past products I had my manager helping me out when I was still learning the ropes a little bit. So this was my first go, and this is my baby right here. This is my child. So I knew that I wanted to lay out some design criteria for the wedges when I first started developing them, and I knew that Edel was popular for their adjustable weighting. That's our bread and butter. Getting fit for Edel irons, you get an iron that is perfectly fit to you with the weighting, and we can get into how that works.
Yeah.
We want to
On the way, Evan, can you grab me that tool? Can you grab that tool real quick? I want to. And if you guys are just listening, you'll be seeing this probably either on our Instagram. Maybe we'll be posting about this episode will come out Friday.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll see it there. Definitely after the PGA show, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can see a little bit here. But I want to talk about like the weighting and what this does back here, because previously we had 3 weights,
right.
and now there's just a single flip weight bar. So talk us through.
So there was one, I wouldn't call it an issue, it was a split for our old wedges. Some people loved them and some people didn't like them, and that was a lot of our older wedges. Our SMS wedges were
Thank you.
very high bounce. So
High bounce.
the angle between the leading edge and the ground, what angle that makes. The higher bounce, the less you're going to dig into the ground. The lower bounce, it's easier to dig into the turf. Just have a normal swing. So
Still don't understand bounce. I need a full.
it's a tricky concept to understand for sure. It took me a long time to really figure out how it all played into the development of a club. So taking that concept, because they were so high bounce because of those weights in the back. So the weights went right up to the edge, right in here.
Yeah.
So we couldn't take off any material on the sole because it would eat into those weight ports.
Oh.
So they all had to be pretty high bounce in order to both achieve the weighting and, the shape of the sole that we wanted to achieve. So immediately I wanted to be able to include low bounce, mid bounce, high bounce options like Vokey, like any other company.
Yeah.
But I still needed to keep that adjustable weighting intact because that is what separates Edel from everybody else.
Yeah.
So you can see on this, there's a little channel in here
Yeah.
that allows us, plus the new geometry of the weight, now that it's a bar, it's a skinny bar instead of 3 weights, we can just move that weight up. So now we have all this play to take out any material we want, especially on the one you're holding, the C grind. There's a ton of trailing edge relief right there because of the weight being a lot thinner than our past weights. but it still accomplishes the same thing, which is, I think, just a more streamlined and efficient way to do it. Additionally, on our past wedges, those 3 weights were pretty localized, right in the center.
Yeah.
You know, they were
Right.
right
Yeah.
in there.
Right.
This stretches from heel all the way to toe. So you get a lot larger of a weight distribution across the entire club, which is going to make the technology more, it's going to work better for somebody getting fit.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's just like a driver. The way I see it, like, if you can adjust a weight in a driver, why can't you adjust the weight in your irons to achieve similar results? Why can't you adjust the weight in your wedges,
Mhm.
You should be able to adjust that weight across your whole set, and that's what makes Edel so great. So if you want to, have a draw bias,
Yeah.
you can put the weight accordingly, and
Yeah.
you can do that in our irons. And so I also wanted, if you've seen our past wedges, they're a little funky looking. Like the shaping of the face, they have some full-faced grooves. Just the shape of them in general is just a little bit different than
Yeah.
what would be considered industry standard.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was first designing these, I said, well, there's some things that people like, and I don't want to compromise. And we're special for a reason, but people are going to buy what they think looks good.
Yeah.
So let's take everything that's good about our past wedges in terms of weighting and technology, and let's mold that with what people know to be a good wedge.
Mhm.
You're not trying to copy, but in golf, you're making golf clubs.
Yeah.
There's only so many ways
Yeah.
that a golf club can look. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I
Right.
mean, don't make it look so wacky. There's a
Yeah.
few exceptions, like I
Mhm.
know some of like the lab putters,
Yeah.
big horseshoe one. I
Mac
mean that
Daddy wedges are
yeah.
so terrible.
Those are
Yeah.
huge,
they're
Joe.
interesting. But
we just got one.
but if we want to hit that like that market that people look at and say, yes, that's a clean wedge. Oh, and also I get all these new features, all of the fitting things with Edel. I think that's a perfect sweet spot.
Yeah. So that's the older one.
This is the old one. Is this
Mhm.
yours, Lee? Oh,
I
this
think
is
that's
mine?
yours.
Yeah. You can see, especially on like those weights right there.
Yes,
that's what we were
it doesn't
talking
go
about,
all
you
the way to
can't-
the heel. Or
Yeah,
the
they
toe.
are
It's
tight.
kinda-
I never really noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
that's cool.
Nick, kind of talk about how, because I'm sitting here confused about grinds and weights.
Bro,
I know you don't really know
I don't know
either.
shit.
But kind of talk about how, as the marketing guys and the people kind of running the business, how you, John, and I are going to kind of use our marketing skills plus all the knowledge that Gavin has to kind of work together and take Edel to the next level. Just because, we don't know much about weights, that's not going to hinder innovation because we have someone like Gavin.
So, how these are going to sell is you are the absolute worst bunker player on the face of the earth,
Yeah,
and
honestly.
you're going to use this wedge, and you're going to finally be able to hit it out of a bunker.
if I can do that, that's all you. That's
This
the video.
grind, this
That's
grind
the
right here, the
video.
W grind.
I-
This is the money maker.
If I go in a
He's
bunker,
W
it's
grind.
triple
Yeah.
bogey.
Yeah.
It's triple bogey.
Fair.
If I can putt out of a bunker, I'll do it. But if I can't, if there's a lip, triple bogey.
He'll
I'll just pick
literally
it up
putt.
and go to the cart.
He can literally shoot. If he didn't hit it in a single bunker and he's playing decent, he'll shoot 75. If he hit it in like a couple bunkers, it's like 85 plus. It's that bad.
I made this for you.
Yeah, honestly,
I had you in mind the whole time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I
I
will
feel like-
say on this wedge, it is beautiful. It's a fantastic wedge. I love the look of it. I think there's something to be said with the weights, for sure. I think there's that and customization, and people want to trinket and play around. But for the most part, for me, I think it's a lot of it is marketing, and in my eyes, even for the drivers, even for like you're moving it. If you're gonna slice the ball, we're talking about this. You could set your driver to the highest draw setting, and you're still gonna slice it.
Mhm.
So,
Me.
yeah, so it's just gonna happen. But I think to your point, Liam, I think we want to have the technical data, the testing that shows why this is a really good wedge, and then we have to go out there and convince people that hey, give this wedge a try. I mean, if you look at it, it's a beautiful wedge. It performs, and that's basically what you have to do. You
Mhm.
have to make sure that you have a product that's technically successful, it works, and then people are going to come. Just create a great product.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can do some marketing. But if you have a great product, people are going to come and buy it. And the wedges do fantastic. They sell really well. And this is the next evolution of wedges. So.
Yeah, the one thing that so I have had talks with Golf Digest, as everybody does. The Hot List is a big, publication.
Mhm.
The way I described it to them, and I don't think this detracts from the wedge whatsoever. If you were to take out the weighting of this and just have a solid wedge with just no weight whatsoever,
Mhm.
it's a great wedge.
Yeah.
You know, it is everything that every other wedge is. And then you add in all that extra technology and it just sends it above everything else. So we know that even without all the weighting and all the customization that you can
It's a
do,
good wedge.
it's, you know,
I'm
at its
excited about those.
foundation, a solid,
Mhm.
you know, industry leading wedge in terms of its spin rates that it's getting, its distances, its ability to hit out of different lies, you know,
Yeah.
Bunkers.
bunkers.
Can you put a shaft on that? I'm playing next
I
week.
got a couple
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, let's
Honestly,
shaft it up
I
for
really
'em.
need one really badly.
Yeah. So
It's pretty bad.
So-
We kind of talk about like, obviously when you acquire a new business, things change. Not everyone comes over. Kind of talk about that process, and someone like Gavin, who's going to be so pivotal to Edel moving forward. He's the innovation guy. He knows everything about the weights, the grinds. Kind of talk about, I guess, that whole process and how someone like him is going to be so important.
Well, I think it's important. Maybe John can touch on this because he usually has a good idea of resources that he understands that we need. But I think you look at it back to the hub and spoke. Okay, what are the shared resources when you acquire a company? Yeah, there's some people that are going to come along, some people that are going to self-select out. We're also moving from the Edel HQ. While it's in Colorado, it's 25 minutes away. Not everyone wants to, maybe that's not going to work, and that's
Yeah.
Unfortunate for some. And again, could be shared resources that we have here, but we're committing to building out the fitting center here at Pins and Aces, our HQ in Arvada, Colorado, for Edel, having space for them, committing to the R&D, committing to the innovation through Gavin of saying, hey, let's be cranking out products. And I think too that's important with innovation is, it's not necessarily the first go around. I'm like, I want him making all kinds of products. And we might not go to market with all of them, and maybe not even 20% of them, but we kind of want to have some dry powder and stuff to look at and say, hey, let's constantly be thinking about, this is a great wedge, but how can we make it even better?
Yeah.
I think
Same
all
with
the
irons.
very successful businesses that you or I have been involved with always have R&D, product development on the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Adele's the perfect example. And going forward, that's the way we need to think.
Well, I mean, look at Adam's polishes. I mean, we really developed the ceramic coating for the car industry. First to kind of bring it to market. Then we added the graphene and the UV indicator in the ceramic coating, so you can see where your actual ceramic coating was applied on your vehicle. Those were like innovations that we spent a lot of time on developing. And you're coming out with new products, constantly innovating in the industry, and you have to. So I think it is a really key and critical part of the business.
I appreciate this whole thing it excites me because, Edel was a smaller company.
Mhm.
And to be able to join forces with you guys, I feel like personally I have some resources that I might not have had in the past to really bring forth some really amazing products because, just being a smaller company, it's hard to collect mountains of data that you need, and it's hard to, always be testing. We could get it done, but now that we have you guys as a foundation, I think we're going to create some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm excited for sure. I saw some stuff in the forum I was reading last night until like 2 a.m. It's cool. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz. I saw one of the things people were saying is like, Pins and Aces has a very unique vibe, whether it's the products we sell, social media. Edel is kind of different, more professional. It's clubs, it has a legacy brand, I would say. So kind of talk about how, even though it's kind of the same people, I guess, running the two businesses, how the brand personas are going to be different.
Yeah, it's definitely a different,
Definitely a different vibe.
It's golf, and so there's definitely a vibe and a market we're trying to reach with Pins and Aces, but that business has evolved as well. Pins and Aces started for avid listeners or people who are just joining. We started selling just a few head covers and beer sleeves, and now it's turned into this big business where we sell everything but shoes, clubs, and balls. But now we're going to be selling clubs.
Yeah.
I've always said everything but shoes, clubs, and balls, and then we've got something coming up with shoes. So
Everything but balls.
and now the balls. But I think they're gonna, we want to maintain. They're each going to have their own brand identity. We want to make that clear, but then share resources within the kind of hub and spoke model that they can share and pull from, but definitely going to have their own kind of unique brand identity. And I think we'll get more into that in the next couple of weeks of really being transparent and open on what we're doing with Edel. How are we going to market? What's our pricing strategy? What are we doing with innovation? What are we doing with new products? And just being clear and upfront with everybody going forward. I don't know, John, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I think, if you're not growing, you're dying. And there's always a degree of adapting to your environment and changing, evolving, maturing. I don't think it's going to be as dramatic as Nintendo starting as a playing card company and now they do video games and consoles, or Nokia did vulcanized rubber and they switched to cell phones. But yeah, exactly. That's my point is, I think we kind of just see where it takes us, but we still keep the business identity the same at its core.
Yeah.
It's just, always fine tuning it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's going to be really cool to like see the two brands work together more often and kind of see how they can benefit each other.
Mm-hmm.
We already have some things planned. I don't know how much detail we want to go into, but kind of next steps. We already have obviously the wedges coming out. We have some other things we're definitely going to focus on. I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can touch. I want to be transparent with people on what we're working on. Obviously, the wedges. It's nothing set in stone that we know the wedges are coming out. Like those are here.
Money.
Those are for sure coming out. They're great.
I need
We've
it.
been through it. Liam needs it in the worst way.
Bad.
But there's other products, and we're curious. We just posted on Instagram today, which is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Of hey, what do you guys want to see? We'd love to get feedback from our customers as well, to see what they're looking for. But other things that we're looking at, new irons, new maybe utility clubs, hybrids,
Center shafted.
driving irons, center shafted.
Shafted.
That's all this guy's talking
That's
about.
all I want.
I need it too, really bad.
I do.
I
but
got it.
It's just my putter. I've had my putter for 10 years. I love it. It's a Scotty Cameron Newport 2.6. You guys have seen me putt. It's really the only good part of my game
Well,
when
you're
it's
lucky the
dialed.
market wants center shaft.
And now the
Yeah.
market. Decky just won with the
Yeah.
center shaft.
Oh, that's
Crushed
true.
it.
Derek's new boy.
Yeah.
So, so center shafted putter, new products, and I would say overall for Edel, I think the opportunity for us is we want to have a premium level of clubs, but I don't think we need to have a extremely I wouldn't say price gouge, but exclusive pricing. That's a good word for it. We don't want exclusive pricing. We want inclusive pricing and still maintain quality and innovation that we're putting out with all of our products. So I want to have like the golf. There's so many different levels of golfers. In an ideal world for me, we've got a club for Derek, who's an 18 to 20 handicapper.
He said 15 yesterday.
Yeah, no, I was like that. Absolute
Everyone
cap.
looked at each other.
I've never seen him shoot within 15 of par ever. But maybe 87 once.
Yeah, man.
A couple times.
Couple mollies.
But anyways, really an 18 to 20. Then you like a 10 to 12 handicap iron, and then for me, like a scratch iron. More like the blade, like the SMS Pro. I think if you kind of reach those three demographics, you have an intro level iron, a mid iron, and then like a player performance level iron. I think is really important. So hopefully we got some things in the pipeline for that, and we're excited to come out with them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one thing that we've done obviously a lot with the Pins and Aces brands, limited editions, stuff like that, and that's something Edel's done in the past. So we definitly want to bring
That's what
that
I
back.
wanted to bring up.
Yeah, Edel's done that. We've
Pull
seen
up that
some
picture, Evan.
Yeah, even he's confused.
Go to Google.
Well, it's an opportunity to get made in the USA products.
100%.
As well.
100%.
And,
Edel 642 custom.
in Edel's roots is putters.
Yeah.
And there's so much technology into their putters and their new line and all that. So, we talked a lot about the wedges and
Go to
irons.
Give it
images.
brother.
Come on,
It's-
Jamie.
Evan doesn't know how
Yeah,
to
that
Google.
gold one on the top right.
Gold and blue.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That is something
So,
like that is definitely in
bro,
the works.
Look, that's on the Hacker's Paradise. We were
Yeah.
talking to those guys today.
Oh yeah.
Click on that. Scroll down, Evan, on that. Right there. That picture. I mean,
Custom leather.
so you got a
Leather
custom
grip.
leather grip, custom leather head cover, made in the USA. Was this made at the Texas facility?
It was.
Okay. When I saw this, I'm like,
That's
where
sexy.
fuck is this?
Uh-huh.
This is the shit I'm looking for. I mean, that's just that's a piece of art right there that I would literally hang on my wall. I want to go find that and buy it, honestly.
Oof, that looks good.
And that's the stuff we're gonna bring back.
And
That's what we're bringing
That
back.
is in the works.
You know, I look at that putter and I'm like, where? And when I asked that, scroll up, when was that article written? 2022. I'm like, where has this been? Why aren't we doing stuff like this?
Yeah.
And it's not, when you do stuff like this, you're not making money on this product. You're selling $1,000 putter. That probably costs you like $1,000 bucks. I mean, after everything
Yeah.
to produce something like that.
Gold insert.
So yeah, it's not about the money. It's more about saying like, here's our capabilities, here's what we can do, and you're creating this community around this. So I want to get back to doing stuff like this. And again, with the acquisition, there is a facility in Austin, Texas. That is remaining, and we want to get more out of that facility. We want to be manufacturing in America, keeping American jobs, doing more out of that facility, doing products like that is just incredible. I want to dive into
It
that.
helps us vertically integrate on the Pins and Aces business as well. You know, we could start milling ball markers, you know, some of those kind of small little
Custom
product
stuff.
stuff.
People talked
Yeah,
about that in the
exactly.
forum actually
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's where we're going with it. I'm telling you, we will be doing that sort of thing. And now it's not all the time,
Yeah.
but that isn't all the time either. But we need to get back to that. So the Texas facility is remaining. We're gonna get more out of that and really leverage the capabilities that facility has.
You guys make the best head covers.
Yeah.
You just need some putters to put them on.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And that's where we come in.
Exactly.
100%.
We can really
Exactly.
do something special.
Yeah. The head cover for this putter was sweet.
Yeah, it was cool.
For sure.
That 642 like USA theme putter.
Mhm.
Have you seen that one too?
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a
That one was on there.
absolute beauty. Pull that up real
Yeah,
quick.
pull that
Isn't
one up.
there a
Pull it up.
Is-
screen cone one too?
Oh, so
It was that, top left one right there.
People were asking about that.
People kept asking about this one you're talking about.
That's the American
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I thought you had
Who
a
has
new
Facebook?
one.
No.
I don't.
Just exit
Aw.
out, Evan. This guy, man.
He's
Come on,
rusty.
Jamie.
He's
There
rusty.
you go.
There we go.
X. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
How nice
Really
is that?
cool.
How sick is that?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff we want to bring back. Obviously not all the time, but we've seen Edel do this stuff in the past. I mean, literally amazing. You can see people saying how beautiful that is. That's what I'm excited for is those 642s,
Yep.
the limited edition stuff that we're going to do, different coatings on there.
Yeah, we've done a lot of really interesting stuff over the years, and there's been stuff that's been, I mean, you guys were saying, I mean, we've been around, 20 plus years as mainly a putter company. I mean, people know us for our putters.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in there that has gone on the shelf
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely needed to be dusted off and
Yeah.
brought back because it is special. Like stuff
Kinda-
like that, those pins.
Oh,
Each one of those little
Look at that.
things on the face are like separate pins that are placed into the face. Like
What does
metal
that
pins.
do, like,
It's just-
game-wise?
it just improves the ball roll and it improves the feel off the face. I mean, things like that are just
I'm gonna have
constantly
I'm
innovating.
gonna have Gavin drop all products and just create me a custom bag.
Yeah.
Putter,
Yeah.
wedges I can hit out of the sand,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
I'll
That's his
analyze your
first-
game and just make whatever you need.
Yeah,
I'll do
just
it.
drop
I'll
everything.
just be your
else.
personal design.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
focus on me, man.
Yeah.
That's all that we need. 100%.
Um,
You kind of mentioned it though that we are gonna bring the fittings in the Pins and Aces. So
Right. That's
talk
cool.
about that process because I've seen some people comment like, well, I want to get fitted. Can I come to Pins and get fitted?
Yes.
So yes, that's coming very soon.
Mhm.
Hopefully by the end of this month, we just built out a whole new room in the warehouse, kind of like adjacent to the retail store if you've
Yeah.
been to Pins and Aces. So you can come in, we'll have a full simulator bay, putting green. You'll be able to get fit for your Edel irons or wedges or putters
Mhm.
and come in here. And I'm sure I'm going to be having to pull you out of that simulator bay. It's work only,
100%.
not for play. Not for play.
Got to get
work
ready for
only.
the YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm working on my
So-
game for YouTube.
Yeah, and that's committing to, investing back into this business and saying we want to take it from here to here, and we're committed to doing that. And we have a good marketing team and video team that will be documenting that process. Weren't you trying to take videos and stuff, and then 2 Chainz was just
It
working
was
too
getting
fast?
built too fast. Yeah.
He put up the walls and built that out real quick. So, but we'll document it from, now it's kind of like a shell. We got to add the screen that's coming,
Mhm.
projector, we got the simulator,
There's no
turf,
bunkers in there,
all that.
so I don't know if you'll be able to
That's
kick
what I
in
need.
practice.
We should
That's
put
what
a
I
little
need.
bunker in there.
That would be sweet.
Make a sand pit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll
little
just
sand
be in
pit.
there all day.
Yeah.
honestly sad.
So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's really exciting
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I'm excited.
What else? What else? Do you have any other
No,
questions
I
that
think
you saw?
no, that was kind of a lot of it. Was just kind of where we're going to take the brand. I think a lot of people, I wouldn't say not a lot of people, but there's always people in there who aren't always positive, and I think they want to see that we're trying to elevate the Edel brand. We're not just buying it like you said in a fire sale. We're committed to making the brand better than it's ever been.
And we care about the legacy.
Yeah, we want to take that legacy. I mean, we
Bring it
have a
back.
special connection to Edel. We've been using them for years. We're good friends with Doug. You've
Well,
met
and-
David, and
yeah,
we want to
Dave, his
continue
son
to elevate.
Is going to work for
Yeah,
us.
his son works
Yeah,
here.
Nico Dell's still in the business. He's
Yeah.
working for us.
Yeah.
So,
He'll be on camera. a few
Yeah.
times.
And I think we have a lot of great ideas, just through the Pins people, the Pins marketing team, how we can make, have Edel make strides going forward, and then people like Gavin can help execute, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Thank you.
excited for.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I know people have said, they're concerned, rightfully so. When businesses sell, people, sometimes they lose their heritage. That's important for us not to do that, and
Mhm.
to go back to our roots. What were we really good at? What are we focusing on here, and make sure we're committed to doing that. And so, and again, like, look, the Pins and Aces brand is not some big money private equity backed company. It's John and I started the business with $6,000. And we grew it to this, and we're fortunate enough to be able to buy Edel, and we want to, we're careful with where we put our money and what we spend our money on. Obviously, just being privately held, so we're committed to seeing this brand succeed and investing into it. So we're excited.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. And when you were talking to the Hackers Paradise guy this morning, you did kind of talk about the heritage of the Edel brand and how that's kind of similar to Adams. I don't know if you want to touch on that and how you kind of use the heritage of Adams and kind of then move the brand forward. And that's kind of the same playbook, I guess, that we're going to incorporate into
It's a
Edel.
very similar playbook. It was a brand that was around. Adams was around for 16 years before we got involved into it. And, it was a great heritage brand, a lot of good products, a lot of really strong brand, which I think Edel is known for their quality. That's what Adams was known for. A lot of similarities. It just needed some help getting to the next level, and I'm hoping we can come in and do that, just like what we did with Adams, and get Edel products into the hands of more players. Really get them to see, like, hey, these are quality products. These are great, and you're supporting a small American business. There's nothing wrong with the big guys. I mean, they make great clubs. I'm playing the putter, and hopefully Gavin's going to get me the
Center shaft.
center shafted blade. But getting people, hey, you're supporting a small American business here when you're supporting Edel or Pins and Aces, and so I think we're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I think if you're, a Pins and Aces listener, if you're familiar with the brand, we really are kind of an open book. On social media, you see the people who run the business. We do this podcast. Usually it's not as formal as today. Usually it's us just having a good time and
I'm still
drinking,
having a good time.
talking about the business.
Sorry, guys.
Um,
I'm fun.
But yeah, like, we're an open book. We always ask our fans, like, what are you looking forward to? What do you want to see going forward? And we use that information and continue to build the Pins brand. And I think that's something we're going to do for Edel too.
Yeah.
We have some ideas on what we want to do, but just like the Instagram post today, like, what do the people want to see?
Yeah.
What made you a fan of Edel, and what do you guys want to see in 2025, 2026? And
When we've developed products
about
from
the
Pins and
people.
Aces from, like, feedback of, like, oh, you should do a head cover like this, or I'd love to see this ball marker, and we've taken that and
yeah,
a little bit simpler level on Pins and Aces, but someone's really like, oh, I want to see this driving iron, I want to see this kind of club or putter. Hey, maybe we're working on that.
yeah,
We want to
You
push
know?
the boundaries.
Yeah.
This flip weight system's completely unique, and I think it's, like you said, put your money where your mouth is. This can hold up to any wedge out there, and hopefully we can articulate that, and the customers show up and agree. So
Yeah.
build some momentum.
So I know it's a flip weight, Gavin, but, like, can you describe to me, who doesn't really know, like, how would that help my game? Do I put it on the toe? Do I put it on the heel? You have to see my
He has a
swing?
very
to know that?
shallow swing.
Very shallow
Yeah.
swing. Not
Well,
great.
Very scoopy.
Very
How does a
scoopy.
driver work with adjustable weighting?
Yeah.
So it's something I tried to explain this to Evan earlier. I think I did a pretty good job.
Over his head.
Did you understand it? Okay, cool.
That's a no.
So there's a lot of different factors, lots of different schools of thought on this,
Yeah.
and one that really resonates with people is the idea of like a gear effect. So basically, if you have a really heavy object and it's connected to a really light object, the light object's going to want to rotate around the heavy object, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put weight in the heel,
Like the moon.
Yeah.
genius, genius.
That's why he's here.
That's why he's
Yeah.
here. But
It's
so
fake.
you're going to put weight in the heel of the club. The toe is going to want to rotate through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say, like, if you're hitting a slice, so you're going this way,
Yeah.
that means your club face is opening up at impact.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you need to get your face closed down a little bit more. So let's put the weight in the heel so that toe can rotate around more.
Yeah.
Vice versa, if you're rolling your hands over, you're closing down the face, and you start hooking everything, well, let's put the weight out in the toe. That's going to help on your delivery get the heel through because it's going to
forward.
rotate around the heavier
Yeah.
side.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very generalized, but that's kind of a good way to think about it.
If you always
Um,
perfectly square it at impact like me, you would just have
And
neutral.
put a neutral weight in
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
We have the capability for neutral as well.
Yeah,
Like I said, I mean, with a neutral weight in here, it's just an amazing wedge. But for people who have some differences, every swing is different.
Yeah.
Whether you're over the top or you come underneath or
Mhm.
you're open at impact or you're closed, the weighting can help you adjust for that.
I just get so much
Usually.
power because I come so in.
Yeah.
So much power.
have a
So
lot of
much power.
That's if I had to
Unbelievable.
use one word to describe your swing.
Powerful.
Power.
Yeah, I would
Powerful.
say powerful.
Yeah.
So for the wedges, like the flip weight, is that kind of for like a full swing? Because I'm assuming when you're just chipping, like you don't really have those.
The further down you go in shot
Yeah.
distance, the less it's going to affect that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
I mean, it's going to work throughout your entire set for
Yeah.
sure.
okay.
I mean, I feel a difference when I'm hitting a 50-yard pitch shot
hmm
and I have the weight in the wrong spot. I'm starting to miss greens.
Really?
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
that much of a difference.
Yeah.
And, I explained the gear effect thing. That's just, like I said, one school of thought that is accurate. It's also just player dependent, which is what we've seen through thousands of fittings across, the last decade. Depending on a person's everything, how their swing path is, how they close down the face. I mean, it's going to change depending on where that weight is. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it could be opposite for people who have a similar flight path on their ball.
I have Edel irons, but I think I need to get refit for them. Like I need to get the weight changed around because my swing changes
Yeah,
every
your
3
swing
months
changes.
because I bail. I try to change
Oh,
my
yeah.
swing. I need
I
to
think
get
a
it.
tune-up
I
is
need to get it.
necessary
I need to
for
get a tune up. 100%. It was like
In
2
the fitting
years.
bay.
But I mean, think about
Yeah.
any other club,
Yeah.
any club on the market. Let's say your swing changes, and you start hitting your clubs like shit.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tune them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You can tune up ours.
Yeah. You have
Or
a
you-
much different swing than 2 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
So
I definitely need to get in that simulator
yeah.
all day.
And dial it in.
All day, dial that thing in.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it. Again, hopefully this cleared some things up and provide some confidence to people that hey, we're here for the long haul. We're gonna make this work, and we're excited for it.
Yeah. Do you want to do an Easter egg?
Yeah. What do we want to do?
I got a good one.
What?
I was gonna do the free bag. with
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
irons.
Sure.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
Yeah, guys. So
That's a good one.
if you're a podcast listener, usually we put in Easter eggs randomly throughout the
end.
episode.
Yeah.
Usually to the end. Sometimes we forget, but usually it's like a great discount code only for people who are on the podcast listening. But for today, if you guys buy a set of Edel irons and use the code free bag at checkout, you're going to get a free Pins and Aces bag. So you can get a full set of irons and get a brand new bag free.
There you go. That's a good deal.
Pretty good Easter egg right there.
330 in value.
Yep,
I kinda want
330
that.
in value.
And
Yeah.
We'll let that run probably till the end of January.
Yeah.
So
First access here.
first access here on the podcast. Just use free bag at edelgolf.com if you want a Pins and Aces bag. Grab a set of irons. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
2
Thanks
weeks.
for having me, guys.
2 weeks.
Thanks,
yeah. Thanks,
Gavin.
Gavin.
Thanks,
It's been
Gavin.
pretty cool for
Thank
sure.
you.
All right. See you
See
guys
you
next
guys.
time.